welcome to another video.
I'm not an English teacher, but there's absolutely nothing wrong with being an English teacher. So the last time I taught any English was quite a few years ago actually now. You know, I've been a full-time YouTuber and I've been doing documentaries and various other things. But there's nothing wrong with teaching English, and I want to expand a little bit about it because you might not know this, but right now I'm in Vietnam. Vietnam's actually very similar to southern China in many ways, and I have a lot of friends who actually ended up coming to Vietnam to teach English because of the tightening visa rules in China. In fact, during 2008, when there was that massive crackdown for the Olympics, most of my South African friends that were in China at the time teaching English, they couldn't get a new visa for China, so they came to Vietnam instead. And a lot of them stayed because they prefer it here, big time. A lot of things about Vietnam are more fun than China at the moment. The lifestyle here is a lot more free. You know, cost of living is incredibly cheap here. You know, and also it's just a different vibe in the air. But that's not what this is about. I want to talk to you about the fact that English teaching isn't a bad thing, but I also want to talk to you about why many people don't like to admit that they're English teachers in the first place. So very often when you meet new foreigners in China or in Asia, pretty much anywhere, you're sitting down at a bar and you ask them, hey, what is it that you do? First thing they'll tell you is something like, oh, I'm an investor, or I do import-export. That's a big one in China. People are like, oh, I'm into import-export. Truth of the matter is, most of the time, people are teaching English. But they don't want to admit it because it's kind of like admitting that you're not really, how can I say, you're not a very worthy person, you don't have a worthy job, because everybody knows that the whole English teaching industry is a little bit of a farce.
Two dogs. Bow, wow, bow, wow. How many pigs? 1, 2, 3. 3 pigs. Oink, oink, oink.
It's a face game. If you're white or if you're foreign, you can get a job as an English teacher, albeit illegally, because if you want to do it legally, it's actually very difficult. There's a lot of qualifications involved. You know, you have to, especially these days in China, it's incredibly difficult to get a working visa. The list of requirements are very high, and the kind of people that end up living in China or Vietnam or whatever usually don't have any of those requirements, let alone a bachelor's degree, you know. So most of the people that teach English kind of do it part-time, do it a bit illegally, do it under the table. So they don't want to talk about it because they're worried about getting caught out, but they also don't feel any pride in what they do.
Turkey! Turkey! Walk like a turkey! Walk like a turkey! Walk like a turkey!
That being said, teaching English is not an easy job if you do it properly. It takes a lot of energy, it takes a lot of discipline. You know, you have to prepare your lesson plans, you have to know what you're doing, you have to know how to control, especially if you're dealing with kids, you have to learn how to control children. If you're dealing with adults, you need to be able to keep their attention, control the room, be able to speak to crowds. It's incredibly important that you have all these skills in order to be a good English teacher. So being an English teacher is actually not easy, and people that are very good at it are actually incredibly skilled.
I chose too many easy ones. Okay. Come on.
口是心非，
口是心非就是你的口，就是你说的话是从
废话。
不，就是不是那个废，好吧？所以其实都你说的话可能是跟你的心就是分开的，或者
对。
No fun. No fun.
Never.
All right. Number 3. On the fence. Can I Google it?
No.
Oh, that's what you've been doing this whole time?
Can you give us a sentence?
Yes.
Okay. Confident.
Are you going to take the new job?
Well, it's still on the fence.
That means you're still thinking about.
Yes, undecided.
复折手段。
Problem is that there's no expansion from here. And this is the biggest problem about English teaching is some of my friends who've now been in China for as long as I have, 10, 12, 14 years, they can't go anywhere else because they've built no skills. You know, if you've built a career as an ESL English teacher, you don't learn anything that you can apply back in the real world. You can't go back to Australia, back to America, back to Canada and be like, hey, I've got 10 years experience teaching ESL to kids. It's not going to get you a job. You're going to be stuck going back to Asia to continue being an ESL teacher until you're old and grey and have no more energy to deal with the screaming children running around. So it's actually a very bad long-term career. And it's a bit of a trap because the money is easy. Cost of living in these countries where you are an English teacher is low enough that your salary's okay. But the money that you earn teaching English in Asia is probably not going to be the kind of money that could support a Western lifestyle in somewhere like Canada, California, places like that. So just bear that in mind. Anyway, back to the whole thing as to whether or not I'm an English teacher. I'm not an English teacher. There's a thing going around these days. I get a lot of comments from the haters saying, you're just a worthless English teacher. Number one, I don't think English teachers are worthless. Number two, I'm not an English teacher, haven't been one for years. I used to train doctors, and this is where people are always like, you're just teaching them English, you're just an English teacher. Well, what I used to train the doctors, as my wife has already explained on her channel and I've explained many times, is the main thing I was teaching them were Western rules and etiquette for dealing with foreigners, foreign doctors, going into the hospitals. There was a lot of basic English, there was a lot of medical terminology, but the main thing I was teaching them was how to deal with the culture differences. You know, when you're going to the hospital over there, the rules of the hospital, when you're dealing with the other staff, when you're dealing with the doctors, what you can and can't do, bedside manner, that kind of thing. So yes, there was a lot of English involved because the doctors were being sent to Germany and Australia. I also taught some basic German as well. But it was more about the rules of the hospital, and that's why I worked for a medical training company, and that's what I did, basically. So there was some English teaching involved in all of that, but at the end of the day, it was training doctors in a very specialized course that suited what they were doing, where they were going, basically. A quick thing about teaching English in Vietnam versus China, for those of you who might be curious. In Vietnam, you actually have to work longer hours and you get paid less than you do in China. But the cost of living is so much lower in Vietnam than China at the moment that it actually balances out. So my friends who moved here, they're earning on average equivalent of RMB, be something like 6,000 to 8,000 RMB was their beginning salary, where their beginning salary in China would be about 12. So it's quite a big difference in the money. But just remember that rent, food, everything here is much cheaper than China. Anyway, why am I here in Vietnam? Well, I have another channel called ADVChina, which I run with my friend Simo. And this is what we do. We travel to different countries, we go on adventures, we do motorcycle adventures. We've just been on a massive big ride yesterday. Tomorrow there's going to be plenty more riding. We're exploring the countryside, discussing topics related to travel, China, Asia, life. Throw in anything you can think of, we throw in there. Please go check it out. ADVChina is kind of my favorite thing in the world. It's what I love doing the most. I know a lot of you guys come to my channel to watch videos about China. Well, a lot of the topics that I discuss on my channel, I actually discuss even more in depth with my friend over on the motorcycles. So go check it out, you won't regret it. And as you can see, we're in a completely different country and we're changing it up all the time. So if you want to see some pretty awesome stuff, go check it out. Either way, you know the drill. Until next time, as always, stay awesome. Don't forget, every Friday, guys, go down and watch another SerpentZA video, 1 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Wednesdays, you can check out Lawa86 over on his channel, same time. And Monday, most important, ADVChina.